各位记者朋友，大家下午好！
Dear friends from the media,
欢迎
good
参加
afternoon.
全国政协
Welcome
14届4次会议第一场委员通道
First
集体
members
采访活
corridor
动。
of the
我们
fourth
在人民
session
大
of
会
the
堂
14th
现场邀请
CPPCC
部分全国
National
政协委员
Committee. We have
回答大
invited
家关心的
some
问题。
CPPCC members
请记者
to
朋友
ask
在
the
提
great
问
call of the
前
people
先
to
自报家
answer
门。
your questions. Please introduce
下面
yourself
有请第一组
before
委员入场，
asking
谢
the
谢。
question. Shall we invite the first batch of CPPCC members?
请委员做自我介绍。
Please introduce yourselves first.
大家好，
Good
我是
afternoon.
全国政协委员潘
I'm
建伟，
CPPCC
来
member
自中国科学
潘建伟
技术大学。
I come from the
大家好，
Chinese
我
Academy
是
of
全国政协
Sciences.
委员
Good
黄善
afternoon.
文，来自于
My name is
中
Huang
国农业
Sanwen.
科学院。
I come from the Chinese Academy of
大
Sciences.
家好，
I'm also
我
a
是全国政协
CPPCC
委员
member.
蒋鹏举。
Good
来自
afternoon. My
江
name is
苏
Jiang
常州。
Pengju. I come from
请大家提
Changzhou
问
of，Jiangsu
请举手
province.
示意。
Now the floor is open to questions.
请西区那位穿黑色西服、戴红领带的
First
记者
question,
提问。
please.
谢谢主持人，我是
Thank
中
you
央
very
广播电视
much.
总台央视
I'm
记者
with,。
我的问
CMG.
题呢提给黄三文委员。
My question
我们
is
国家的
to
粮食产量已经
Huang
连续
Sanwen.
2年站上
China's
了
grain
1.4万
output
亿斤的台阶，
has
粮食安全
exceeded
的根基不断的夯实。
trillion
应该说
yen for 2
亮眼的
consecutive
成
years.
绩
The
来之不
foundation
易
has。
那
been
么在您看来，
consolidated, and this
取
is
得这一成
good
绩的背后
quantity.
原因
So
是
what
什
do
么？
you think are the reasons of
谢
such
谢这
a
位记者的
achievement?
提问。
Thank you
也
for your
感谢
question,
媒体朋友对三农
and
的关注。
thank you for paying attention to
2025年
agriculture.
中国粮食
In 2025,
达到
China's
1.43
grain
万亿
output
斤，
reached
15年前呢
1.43
增长了
trillion yen,
907.5亿
increased
斤。
by
据测算呢，单产
95
提
billion
升对
yen
增产的贡献
compared to
超
5
过了
years ago.
可以说啊，我国粮食高位丰收
Unit
的
yield
密
has
码
contributed to 90% of that. So the code of China's agriculture output is agriculture
我们
technology.
14亿中国
The
人的
CPC Central
吃饭问
Committee
题
attaches
作为
great
治国理政
importance
的
to
头等大事。
food supply
十四五期间，
of 1.4 billion
农业
people,
振兴、
and during the
农
14th
机
five-year
装备
plan,
补短板
agricultural
这些
seeds
重
and
大的
machinery,
科技计划和行动，
among
加速
other
推进
major
一批基础
Santec
理论
projects have been
实现
put on the
重大
ground.
突破。
We have made
一批
important
关键
breakthroughs
技
with
术
some basic
成功
theories
攻
and
克，
some key
一
technologies
批
have
先进
come
适
up
用的技术产品
and a number of
落地
technological applications
科技
have
啊
been
对农业增产的贡献
translated
已经
into
超过
a
了
reality.
64%。
So agriculture technologies has
目前呢，
contributed to
农作物自
64%
主
of the
培育
increase
的
of
面积
output
品种
of
的面积占比啊，
agriculture.
超过了95%。蔬菜、畜禽、水产
And、we are
国产种
covering
源的市场占
vegetables,
比分
fruits,
别达到了
and all types of
91%
products, and
和
over
86%。
90% of those
也就是说，
products
就
are
是
produced here
中国
domestically.
粮、
And that is
中
to
国
say
菜
that
和中
Chinese
国
grain,
肉
Chinese
都
vegetable,
主要
and
用上
Chinese
了中
meat
国种。
are mainly using
另外呢，
domestic
农作
seeds
物耕种收综合机械化率
and
达到
species.
了
And also the comprehensive
76.7%。
agriculture machinery level has
无人
reached
机啊，
67%.
新农
Drones have become a new agriculture machinery too,
轻松高效。
making it much easier and more effective
这里呢，
for
我还想给大家
farmers
举一个实例。
farming their land. And
玉
let me
米
give you
呢
one
是我们
example.
国
And
家
corns
一大作物，
are the
但是呢，这
primary
个单产
grain
水平呢
type
和
in
高
China,
产国家比，
but
还
the
有差
unit
距。
production is lagging
主要的
behind
原因之一
compared
呢
to
是
developed
种植密
countries.
度不
The
足，
main reason is
但
a
是
lack of
简单的
farming
提高密度呢，
intensity.
又会导致
But if we
倒伏
simply
早筛。
increase the intensity, we
为
will
了
have
破解这个问题
other
啊，
bottlenecks.
我们
To
中国农
solve
科
this
院
problem,
李
the
少
Chinese
坤团队
Academy of Sciences,
经过
led by
20
Li
多年的
Shaopeng's team,
不懈努
after
力
20 years of
和大面积
continuous
的实验
efforts
示范，
and massive experiments
创
across
造
the
了
country,
一套适合于
has
我们中国
produced
气候和土壤条件的玉米密植高产精准调控技术。
an approach
把
of
这个玉米的种植
corn
密度啊，
and
由
plantation that is
4000株
tailored
提高到
to
6000
Chinese
株以上。
realities.
这
So
项
the
技术呢
unit
在14-15期间
plantation has
推广超
increased
过了
to
2.4亿亩。
6,000,
仅去年
and during the
就达到
14th
了
five-year plan,
8300
this
万亩
plantation was
亩均呢
practiced
增产
all across the
113公
country.
斤，增
So
收
the
120元以上，
unit
还能节水节肥。
yield
特别
per
是他
moo
们在新
increased
疆
by
伊犁啊，
103
打造了
kilos,
全球
and
首
in
个
Ili of Xinjiang,
200万亩连片的蹲良田，
they have produced a experimental land covering 2 million mu.
15规划建议呢，明确指出啊，
The
要
outlines
增
for
强
the
粮食
15th
等
five-year
重要农
plan
产品的供给保障
suggests
能力。
that we need to
我们必
enhance
须
the
要加
capacity
快
of food
高水平
supply.
农业科技
So
治
we
理工
will
厂，
enhance
大力
the
开展
empowerment of
有组织
technology
的体系化攻关，
and carry out a number
我们要
of
以更多
Santec breakthroughs.
先进好用的成果，切实服务三农，
We have
为农业
plans
强国
to
的建
better
设
serving China's
插
agricultural
上更加
development
强
with
劲的
greater
科技手段。
technology so that
谢
we
谢大
can
家。
truly empower agriculture
谢
with
谢黄委员。
technology. Thank you very much,
请
Mr.
记
Huang.
者继续提问，
Next question,
请
please.
大家举手示意。请东区第一排那位穿白色衣服的女记者提问。
谢谢主持人
Thank，you
我
very
是
much.
科技日报记者。我的
We
问
set
题提给
the
潘建委员
science。
潘委员您好，量子科
paper
技
and
正在
question
成为
to
重塑产业格
the
局和国家竞争力
members.
的重要
Right now
力
we
量。
know that
请问
quantum
15期
become a
间，我
major
国量子
pillar
科技
to
有哪些
promote
重大突
the
破？
science
您
and
有什么
technology
体会？
development.
谢
What's
谢
the。progress in this regards?
谢谢这位
Thank
记者
you
的提
very
问。
much for your question.
十四五期间啊，
During the
在
14th
党中
five-year
央
plan
的坚
period,
强领导
under the
下，
strong leadership of the
我们
CPPCC
大
Central
力推
Committee,
进量子
we
科技事业的发
vigorously
展。
moved forward in
量子通信
promoting
持续
quantum
保持国际
development,
领
quantum
先
communication
量子计算呢
remain
稳
top
居国际第一方阵。
around the world,
量子精密测
and
量
the
的多个方向
quantum,
啊，
the
跃进
marrying,
了
and
国
also
际
the other
先进行列。
sectors also right
我
now
们
on the
成功研
forefront
制
of
并
the
发射了
international
国际上
landscape.
首
We
首
also
颗量子
researched,
微纳
studied,
卫
and
星，
launched the
它就
very
像
first
一位
the
太空
quantum.
星子，体积很小，
The satellite
成
is
本
a
低，
very small
但能耐
size,
很大。
low cost, but
为
actually
信
play
息
a
呢
bigger
加
role
上了一把不
because
可
that
破译
adds
的
a
量子锁，
unbreakable
实现了
and
中国和
unlockable
南非之间
unlockable
跨越
the
上万公里的量子加密图像传输。
transmission
刷新了
wave
全球纪
for
录。
the satellite. That's
我
also
们
break
还成功
at
研制
the
了
a
高
world
精度
record.
的湿原
And
子
we
光
also
钟，
studied
能
that
够
the
做到
clock
呢运行
that help
300亿
us
年的
to
误差
actually
不超过1
to
秒。
lower
并在
that
这个基础
the
上啊
mistake
实
within
现了
that
100公
the
里自由空间
1
高精度
second
的视频传
for
递。
that the
这
a
一
very
重要
long
成就
time.
呢，
So
能
there
够
are a lot
重
of
新定义
achievements
时
that
间的
all
基本单位面，
redefined that how we look
为
at and measure the
全球
time.
呢提供中国时
That
间，
also provide
并
the
可
a
以保障呢
Chinese
国家的战
clock
略
for
安
the
全
world and
和
also
经济
to
运行的
safeguard
独立
the
性。
national
曾
security
经
as
呢
well as that can
我
help
们
us
在
to
量子计
run
算方
the
面的
economy independently.
关
In
键设
terms
备
of a
其
quantum
实是冷机，遭遇了
facility,
全面的
actually
禁运。
we faced
我
that
们持续
difficulties
攻关，反复
and
迭代。
that didn't stop
终
us.
于
We
自主
studied
地
and
研制
made
出
breakthroughs.
具有国
So
际
right now
先
we
进水平的
self-developed the
大冷
world
量的稀释冷机，
level
有
advanced
效地支撑
equipment
了
in this regard,
主
so
冲
that
字号
also
系
help
列
us
量
to
子处理器
support
的
that
研
quantum
制，
processing
并在
and
这个基
other
础上呢，
research work.
取得了量子
this
纠错领
basis,
域的低于阈值、越纠越对的里程碑式
We
成
also
就。
made
这一
milestone
过程啊，
achievements.
启示我们
So that's
关
actually
键核
tell
心技
us
术呢
that
是
for
要不
the
来
core
等不来。
technologies in key
只要我
fields, you
们
should
坚
not
定
really
信
wait
心，
others
自主创新，
to give you,
发挥
and we should take
新
the
型许国体
initiative
制优势，
to make
就一定能
breakthroughs
够把卡
and
点
the
转化为
that
发
help
展
us
的
to
支点。
really to bring that
值得令人
strength
欣慰的
into
是，
that pillar
通
to
过
support
国
us
家
to
重
realize
大
further
科研任
development.
务的锤炼，
The good
我
news
们
is
的队
that
伍啊，
with
呈现
the
出年轻化，
really that
这个
the
化
rounds
学和
of
交
the
叉的
research,
特
and
点，
we could see that
并
right
且
now we
呢
have a
兼
bigger
具啊
team, and
前
also
沿探
that
索和
the
工程
the
攻
people
关
in
的
our
能
team
力，
actually from
他们使
different
命感很强，
disciplines, they
能
really
协同
raise very
赶
strong
空间，
missions
为我国量
and
子
they
科技的
could
持续
provide
突破啊
that
提供了
continuous
坚实
breakthrough
的
work
支撑。
for us.
在15期间呢，
During the
我们
15th
将
five-year plan
持续
period,
加
we will
强原
continue
始创新，
to strengthen
推动
our
产学
innovation
研的这个
and
深度
also
融
to
合，
make
加
the
快
a
成
deeper
果转化，
integrated
让
among
量子科
university
技呢
research
能
institute
够更好地
enterprises
服务于
so that
新
could
质生
really
产
let
力
the
的培
quantum
育，
development
赋
to
能
better
经
support
济社会
and
的
the
高质
development
量
of
发
the
展。
new
谢谢。
productive quality forces.
谢谢
Thank
潘
you.
委员，请大家提问，
Thank you,
请
Mr.
举手
Pan.
示意。
Now, next question. question, please.
有请西区那位第2排戴眼镜、穿灰色西装衣服的记者提问。
好的，谢谢主持人。 我是中国外语局中国网的记者。
I'm with
我的问题呢
China
想提
Net.
给蒋鹏菊委
My
员。
question is to
蒋委员你好。
Jiang Pengju.
我们知道苏
Good
超已经
afternoon.
从一场地方的足球
We know
赛事
Su
成
Chao
为现象
has
级的文化
elevated
IP。
from a
我想
local sport event
您
to
认
a
为
big
苏超为什么会
phenomenon
出圈？
in
有哪
China
些经验
of
可以推
culture,
广？
and what are the experiences that we can scale up
谢谢记者
from
的提问。
the success of Su Chao
去
football?
年苏超很火，
Thank you very much. Last year, Su
现场
Chao
观众
was
240
viral.
万，
We
线
attracted
上观赛人次超22亿，
2.43
话题播
million
放量破1000
spectators
亿次。
and even more
这
online.
既是赛事的成功，更是
And this
文
is
商旅体
showing the
可在
success
牵
of
动
not just this sport, but
苏超
also
起
a
于
cultural
群众
success.
体育，站
Su
上赛
Chao
场的就是
came
我们身
from
边的普
the
通人。
general public, and
不少
those
是
who
下
are
班后
playing
匆匆赶
the
来的
game,
银
they
行
are
职员
ordinary people
慢
just
慢
like
洗手
us, and
和
those
学校老
who
师
are released
他
from
们
work,
不为名利，
they
为的
just
是热爱、
move
梦
on to
想
the
和城市
field
荣誉。
to play, and they love this
比
game,
如去年
and
6
they
月
have glorified
21日
this
的那
game.
场比
And
赛，
the match
晚上下
on
着大
June
雨，
the 21st
在
last
大
year,
比分落后的情
although
况
it
下，
was
我们成都
snowing,
队依然全力进攻
Changzhou
到最后一
team
刻，
made
这
it
份
to
纯
the
粹
final
点燃了
round.
太多人的热情。
The purity of this game has
苏超
ignited
破
the
圈可以说是
enthusiasm
我
of
们
many
国家
people.
建设
The
体
success
育
of
强国
Su
的一
Chao
个先河策应。
is a
各
a
省市的
macrocosm of
场
China's
地、
efforts in
军
building
训
a strong
赛
sports
事都得
country.
到了全面发展。
And we have
各地的
driven
城
the
超已
development
经
of
超越了
not
城市
just
之间的体育比赛，
these sports, but
成
also
为
relevant
凝聚
matches
社会共识、
and events.
赋能
And
城
they
市
have
更新、
become an
服务美
important
好生活的重要载体。
tool to
我们认为
strengthen the cultural
赛事
development of
兴
the
于文化赋能。
country. And we believe in
网上调
cultural
侃，比
empowerment.
赛第
And
一有一第
some
14，
people
保卫比划。
say online
转头
that
线下
friendship
就
is
做成了
first,
爆款
and
的文章。
the result of the match only ranks 14th.
各市的这个城市之间啊，
And
也
between different
频频
cities
互写家书，
And they
隔空拉
are
歌，带火了各地的
competing
历
each
史文
other,
化。
and they write
这
songs
种由文
to
化
cheer
自
up
信激发
the
出来
teams that
的
they support.
创意和共
So
鸣，
the creativity
让人文和经济良性互动，
and
才
passion
是
generated
赛
by
事
this sport
持续
is
圈
a
粉
great
的
interaction between the
活力源
sport
泉。
and the general public, and this is
盛
why
会
this sport
全
can
域
be
融合创新，
sustained.
遍
And
布城市角落的
cultural
第二现
and
场，让
sports
大家一边
creation
看球一边聚
allows
餐，
people not
跟着
just to
赛事
enjoy the
去旅
sport,
行
but
的
also
游客
enjoy
挤
get-togethers.
满了各大景区。
And we see visitors
体育
and
把文
spectators
化
swimming
由
all the
商业
different
紧
cities,
紧地串联
and
在一
sports
起。
has put together culture
活动
and
彰显
commerce
城市温度。
activities,
不
which
论
has
赞助方大小，
demonstrated the
一
warmth
视
of
同
a
仁。
city.
这
And no
份
matter
真
who you
诚
are
与
and
互
where
动
you're
共
from, you are treated as
面
equals
对
when
每
you
场
are
数万
seated in
球
the
迷、
audience.
几十万游客、
with
成百上千万网友的
tens
起
of
司料讲
thousands
这就
of
是吐槽。
spectators and those
各地都
watching
认真倾
online,
听意见，尽力做到秒
we have listened
有效提升
to the
城市
feedbacks of the people, and this has also
今年
enhanced
春
the
节假
interaction
期
between the government and the
全
people.
国文
And
旅
during
消
the
费
Spring
持
Festival,
续火热。
Spring Festival holiday, culture
国内
and
自由
sports related tourism
5.96亿人
continued
次，
to increase, and
总
we
花费
have altogether
8035
596 million
再创历史
people
新高。
on travel,
我们常州
spending
啊
a huge amount of money.
也举办了
In
民
Changzhou
俗、
of Jiangsu
非遗
province, we
以及
have
国风
folk
游园等
customs,
1000多场特色
intangible
活动，
cultural heritage demonstrations altogether
同比增长
amounted to more than
25%。
1,000
文旅的繁荣啊，
events,
也将激荡
and
起
the number of
体育赛
visitors
事
has
的
increased by 25%, and
我们
culture
相信
and tourism have also
2026
played
年的
an
城超
important role
必
in
定
driving
更加精彩。
economic
谢谢。
growth, and we believe in
谢
the
谢蒋委
prospect of
员，感
2026.
谢3位委员接
Thank
受
you
采
very
访
much。to
请
Mr. Jiang, and thank you to all the 3 CPPCC members.
下面有请第二组委员入场
Now， let's
有请。
bring on stage the second batch of CPPCC members.
请委员做自我介
Please
绍。
introduce yourself.
大家下午好
Good
我
afternoon.
是全国政协委员郭兰峰
My
来
name
自中
is
国
Guo
经济体
Lanfeng.
制改革
I'm
研
the
究会。
Chief of China Society of
大家
Economic
下午
Reform.
好，
Good
我是
afternoon.
全国政协委
I'm
员，
also the
来
member
自
of
新疆艺术学
CPPCC
院的穆
from
亚塞尔托
Xinjiang
霍
Arts
提。
University. My name is
大家下午
Usar
好，
Tohti.
我是全国政
Good
协委员曾玉
afternoon.
群，
My name
来
is
自宁德
Zheng
时代。
Yujun from CATL.
请大家继续提问。
Now the floor is
请举
open for
手示意。
questions.
请东区第一排那位穿浅紫色西装 装的女记者提问。
感谢主持人，我
Thank
是
you
人民
very
日报记
much.
者。这个问
People's
题想
Daily,
提给
my
郭兰松委
question
员。
to Mr.
委员
Guo.
您好。
Good
15、
afternoon.
17，我国
During
经
the
济社会
14th
发展
five-year
取得了
plan,
举世瞩目的成
China's
就。
economic
您
social
在此领域
development
有着多
gained
年的
a
研
great
究，想
success.
听听
You
您
have a
对
lot
此
of
是如何
research in
评
this
价的？
regard.
那在
And
15、
what's your
17要
comments?
实现我
And
国的
during
经
the
济社会
15th
高质量
five-year
发
plan,
展，
if
您
we
认为重
realize
点应该
that
把
the
握在哪些
high-quality
方面呢？
development,
谢谢。
what are the key in this area?
谢谢你的提问。
Thank you very much for your
是非
question.
经过不知难，这5年呢，
If you
我们国
didn't
家的发
experience,
展
you never
极
know
不
how
平
difficult
常
it is
极不
because
平
during
凡
the 5
党中央带领全国
years
各族人
and
民
we have
克难关
experienced
再
the
风
great
险，
difficulties.
砥砺
The
前行，
CPPCC Central
经济社会
Indian
发展取得了新的伟大的成就
country。let the whole
我想
people
呢，用
gain
下
a
面几
great
个体
success.
现来简要的概括一下。第一，
And
我
let me
这
share
5
with you
年
my
我国的
experience.
经济总
During
量
the
连
past
续
5 years,
踏上
China's
4个
average
台阶，
scale
总量达到
actually
140万亿元，
reached
稳居世界
140
第
trillion
二。
yuan
这是
to
中国
jump
国力的体
4
现。
milestones
第二，
showcasing
我国的科技
the
支出
overall
位居
national
世界
strengths
第二
of China.
因
And
国
we
家
also
平
talk
均
about
投入
that the
超过欧盟国家的平均水平。
average investment
一
in
大批
China
科
could
技
surpass that
研发
the number
取得突
in
破，这
EU.
是创新
And
能
we
力的
also
体
to
现。
realize
第
that the
三，
great
我国
success
的货
in
贸
innovation
贸易
capability
出口
building.
稳
And
居世
third,
界第一，
regarding that
服务贸易
exports
出口
of
稳
the
居世界
trade
第二，
in
这
goods
是国
ranking
际
the
竞争
second
力的
and
体现。
ranking the
第
first
四，
and
我国
trade
的
in
城
services
镇
ranking the
城镇
second.
人均住房面积超过
And the
40平米，
average
高铁总里程稳居世界
space
第
of
一。
houses
基本医保覆盖13亿人口，农村1亿
that's
贫困人口
reached
实
that
现
the
脱贫，这是
40
民生保
square
障
meters.
能力
And
的体
also
现。
we have seen a
这
lot
些
of
都充
facts
分
showing
证
that
明
the
了
people's
中
well-being
华民族
actually
伟
have
大
been
复兴的中
improved.
国梦
So
不
we
可
talk
逆
about
转，势
actually,
不
you
可
look
挡。
at the high-speed railway
毕
trains
竟高
and
质
also
量
the
发
basic
展
medical
还
insurance
是需
cover
要
1.3
深
billion
化
people.
体制改革。
Oh, these are the
我
great
我认
achievements,
为
but we
有
also
3
need
个方
further
面呢需要
improvements.
把
I
握。
would like to talk
第
about
一，
3
要
keys.
紧紧围绕高
First,
质量发
we
展这个
should
主题进
really
行改
to
革。
seize the
改革
main
不是
theme
漫无
of
目的
high
的
quality
自打
development.
打打，
It's
要
not
奔
really
着最紧
just
迫
that coming
最
up
关键的问题去改，
into a man
要将阻碍
from
高质量
nowhere.
发
We
展
talk
的
about the
体
way
制
should
性梗
really
阻
have that
和机制
system
性
and a
缺
plan
陷
to really
列
help
为
you to
重要
find
攻
the
坚目
room for
标，
further
马上改
improvement
革，
and
构
also you
建
know
促
where
进
you
高
should
质量
put
发
your
展的体
strengths
制
and
环境。
investment. So we
第
should
二，
build
要
up that
处理好
system
政府
to
与市
enable
场
you
关
to
系这
do
个
so.
牛鼻子。
And second, we need to let
怎
the
么算处理
market
好
play
呢？
its role.
我认为就是放得活，
So we
管
talk
得
about
好
that。we should
要
really
通
give more
要通过
flexibility
转
to
变
the
政
role of
府
the
职
market,
能，
and also you can
纵深推进
control
全国统一
on
大市场建
oversight
设
the。market.
要
So
通过
by
理
doing
清
so,
政
we
府
should
的权的
really
边界，
establish that
营造
unified
更
national
好的市场
market
环境，
and to build
要
up the
发挥
boundary
有
and
利
also
政
to
府的
create
作用，
enabling
弥
environment
补
for
市场
the
缺陷。
enterprises to
第三，
success.
要进一步增强
And
改
the
革
third,
的系统
and
性、
we should also
整
to
体
make
性
systematic
和
and
协同性。
holistic way
经济体制改
to
革不
realize
是
that
孤立
economic
的，
reform. We
要
talk
与
about
其他的
reform
改
in the
革
economy
相互
actually
联
not
动，
really
相互
play
配
its
合，
own
共同推
game.
进。
That should
要
really
加
to
强
think
顶层
about
设计
how
和
that
地方改革的
interconnected with other
有机结
reforms
合
in other sectors.
并不断地把改革的成
So
果
we
用
should
法律
really
法规
bring that
形式
the
固
achievement
定
of
下来。
reform
谢谢。
that should be realized by
谢谢郭委
formulating
员。
the laws and
请
regulations.
大家
Thank
继续
you.
提问，请举手示意。
Thank you, Mr. Guo.
请西
Next
区
question,
第二
please.
排那位穿红色衣服的女记者提问。
谢谢主持人，我是人民政协报记者。
I'm with
我的问题提
People's
给穆亚塞尔托布提
CPPCC.
委
My
员。
question is
去年
to
是新疆维吾尔自治区成立
托布
70
提
周年，举行了一系列庆祝活动。
Last year
我了
we
解到您参加了庆祝
commemorated
大会
the
您所
75th
在学院的
anniversary
师
of
生参加
Xinjiang,
了文艺演出，
and
所以
you
想
have
请您分
attended
享一
the
下，通
World
过参加
Congress
这些
and
庆祝活
your
动，您最
students
大的
also
感受和
participated
收
in the
获是什么？
celebration.
谢谢
What。is your
谢谢
impression
您的提问。
participating in the
你的问题
celebration
又把我 我带回了当
Thank
时
you
的
very
场
much,
景
and。your question
我
brought
每
me
一
back
次
to
想
the
起都
scenes
非常
of
激动，
last year, and
能有
each time
幸参加
I
这个盛
participate
会，
in
我
such
心里充
celebration, I
满自
felt
豪和
overwhelmed.
感
I
恩。
feel
我出生在新疆
proud
和
and
田，
grateful
16岁
to
那年
the
为了
invitation.
求学，
And
我从家
when I
乡
was
出发，
16,
坐了5天5
I
夜的汽车，才
took
到了乌鲁木齐
a
市的
bus of
新疆艺
5
术学院。
days and 5 nights
我
and
亲身经历了
arrived
天
at
山
the
南北发
Xinjiang
生的
Art
翻
University
天
in
覆地的
Urumqi.
变化。
I have we only have institutions now with such institutions, and you have the under postgraduate college in all the different prefectures. And
能源、医
last
药、
year
农
we
业、
have
信息技术、
230,000
文律、
students
艺术
entering
等各
under
专业设置
postgraduate
与新疆产业需
colleges,
求
and
高度契合。
the cultural
职业教
and
育
arts
也遍地
training
开
are well
花。
aligned with
越
the
来越
development
多的
reality of
新疆
Xinjiang.
青年
Vocational
靠
education is
教
also
育改变
taking
命
off.
运，
More
靠
and
技
more
能点亮
people in
人生。
Xinjiang, they are changing their destiny through
我
education,
们可以
and
说，
they are changing
现
their
在
own
在新
destiny
疆
with
最漂亮的
skills.
建筑
Right
师
now,
学校
the，most
最美
beautiful
丽的风景。
universities
大家激动地
and
说，
the most
在家
beautiful
门口
place
就能
are
实现
the
上大学
campuses
的
of
梦想
universities,
了。
and people
他
are
们
so
还
happy
说
that they，can
现在是
get into
新疆历
university
史上
near
发
their
展
home,
最好
and
的
they
时
say
期。
that this is the best moment of
在这
history
片
in Xinjiang,
多民族聚居、
in
多
this
元文化交流交融的
a
土地
place
上，
where
孩
many
子
ethnic
们对
groups
伟
live
大祖
together.
国、对
The
中华
children
民族的
and the
认同
youth,
深入
they
心底，
have
对
a
国家通用语言文
unified
字的运
understanding
用
about this
熟练自如。
fact,
京
and
剧、
they are also
木
very
卡
familiar
姆、
with
江歌说唱
the
等
Chinese
各民族
language,
的文艺节目，
the
经常在校园
arts
活动中
programs
同台
of
演
different
出。
minority ethnic groups can be
孩子
seen
们
on the campus.
对中华优秀中华
students
优秀传统文化的认同
they
深入心底。
highly recognize the
去
traditional
年
fine
70周
Chinese
年文艺
cultures,
活动中，
and
开
last year
场
at the
节目
70th
我们在
anniversary
一
of the
起的音
Xinjiang
乐部
Uyghur
分，
Autonomous
就是
Region,
由我们新疆
the
艺术学院的各组师
musical
生
part
共
was
同创作完成
undertaken
的。
by students
大
from
家
Xinjiang
将
Arts
二胡、
University.
热瓦普、
We
冬不拉
used、
马头
erhu,
琴等各具特色
the
的
horse
民族
head
乐器交融在一起，奏响
instruments
了中华
among
民族
other
一家亲的
minority
和谐
music
乐章。
instruments, and we
演出结束
presented
后，
a
有一位科尔克孜学生
symphony
说
of
当不同民族的乐
ethnic
器
harmony,
合奏
and
出同
after
一个
the
旋律
performance,
时，我觉
one
得我们的
performer
心
said that
都融在
when
一起。
one
新疆
melody is
各民
presented
族
using
都是中
music
华民
instruments
族大
from
家庭
different
中
minority
血脉
ethnic
相连
groups,
的
and we
成
feel
员
that。we are just
在天
one
山南
family,
北的沃土
and
上，
across
石榴
the
花
Tian Shan
一定
Mountain,
会开得更鲜艳。团
we
结之
believe
歌
that
也必将越唱越
we
响
will
亮。
sing a
谢
better
谢你。
song of ethnic unity.
谢谢莫亚塞尔委员。
Thank you
请
very
记
much
者继续提问。
to
请
Moya
举手
Sayer.
示意。
Next question, please.
请东区这位穿蓝色小西服的女记者提问。
谢谢主持人。
Thank
工人
you.
日报记者提问，我的问题提给曾玉
Workers
群委
Daily,
员。
my
曾委员
question
您好。
to Mr. Zeng.
2025年
Good afternoon,
以新
Mr.
能源
Zeng.
汽车、锂
And
电
in
池和光
2025,
伏
a
产
lithium
品为
battery,
代表的新
the
三样产品，出口
PV
规模
and
接
also
近
the
1.3万亿元，
new
已经成
energy
为中国
vehicles
外贸
actually
增长
become
的
that
新
the
引擎。
three new
请问
drivers
中
who
国的新能
support
源产
China's
业为
exports
什么能迅
growth,
速崛起？
and
谢
how
谢。
that the new energy industries
谢谢这
could
位委
enjoy
员的
this
提
rapid
问。
growth. Thank you very
首
much.
先呢，我的感受是，
To share with you my
这决定由于
observations,
国家实施
talk about that.
期
First,
间
we
其实
give the
15、
credit
15、
to the
13、
14th five-year
15
plan, and
这么
also
多
if
年
you
来的
look
一
at
个
the previous
真正的
five-year plan,
战略
starting
定
from
力。
11th
因为国
five-year
家鼓
plan,
励我
that's
们可再
actually
生能
we
源的
made
方向，
this sector
经过这
as
20
a
多年
national
的
strategy
不停的
with
鼓励
20
政策，这
years
份战略
of
定力
the
使得我们
policies
从事这个行业的
that
所有企业的从业人
really
员
gave
都
us
有了个指南
tremendous
针。
confidence and also the North
当然了，我
Stars
们这个
for the
从事
people
这个
in
行业
this
的人员
industry.
呢，大家也非常努力。
And also
因为
that
我
the
们
people in
从
our
不仅
industry,
从
we
矿山
work really hard.
还到材料，
So it
到
think
电
about
池，
that from the
到应用，
materials
到回收，
to that
形成了一
really
个非常
the
强劲的
application of
产业
batteries
链、
and to the
生态链。
recycle of the
其
batteries
实最
actually
重
were
要的
formed
还
quite
不只是我
complete
们对这些
production
产业链、生态链的布局，
and
最
also
重
the
要的还是我们坚持
ecosystems.
的自主创新。
And
我就举个
more than
例子，
that,
就是
actually
我
we
们宁德
also
时
work
代
really hard to making something new.
20多年都在参与其中。
Let's
其中
give you
最重要的
example
是
for
就是坚持自主
CATL.
创新。
Actually, we
我
really
们累计
consist
投入了
to
研
the
发超
efforts
过
in the
800
self-innovation. For our
近几
R&D
年
investment,
每年都超过
that's
200亿元。
actually
我们
amounted
有
to
2
8 million
1000多
yuan,
人
and
从
in the
事
recent years,
自
that's
主
2 million
研发工
R&D
作，
investment
产生了累计
spent
超
every
过
year.
5万份专利。
So right now we have
所以
around
呢，
50,000
能使我们的
patents
产品
gained.
在全世界
So
几
that
十个
also
国家地
enable
区
our products
2000多万辆的汽车是由宁
popular
德时代提
and
供的
also
电池场
that
景。
the
3000多座
20
的储
million
能站是
vehicles
由
actually
宁德
use
时代
our
提供的
batteries,
电池产
and
品。
also the battery
除了
also
产品领
used
先以
for
外
a lot
我
of
们在技术
the
上，我们在
battery
标准
storage
体制上
facilities. And besides innovating products, we also work on the standards. So you also could see that in the recent years, we also built up that our supply chain and also that the industrial chain actually with a lot of resilience. We're very proud of the achievements made in the industry. Of course, we should not really stop here. We should think about how that AI could enable the future investment. So where we should invest? We should invest in new materials, new chemical systems, new structural systems, as well as energy system and production system. We talk about that smart manufacturing. As a leading company in this industry, we always champion that open and also that's the win-win. We would like to sell our products to the world, and also at the same time we like to promote technologies to other countries. We would like to work with other companies around the world to make a great contribution to development. Thank you. Thank you very much.
下面有请第三组委员入场。
Now let's the third batch of members.
请委员做自我介绍。
Please identify yourselves.
大家好，
Good
我是杨杰，
CPPCC
来
member
自
Yang
通
Jie.
信企业中国移动。
come from China Mobile.
大家好，我是
Good
全国
afternoon.
政协委员李颖，
My
来
name
自
is
于
Li
大
Ying.
连海事
I'm
大
a
学。
CPPCC member. I come from Dalian Maritime University.
大家好，我是全国政协委
Good
员
afternoon.
王永
My name
峰，
is
来
Wang
自
Yongfeng.
中国登山
I
队。
come from the Chinese
请记者提
Mountaineering
问，
Association.
请大家记手
Now the floor is
示意。
open to questions.
请西区那位穿灰色西服的女记者提问。
First question, please.
谢谢主持人，我是中国妇女报的记者。
Thank you. I'm
我
with
的问题提给
China's
李英委
Women
员。您好，李
magazine.
委
My
员。
question is to
当前我
Li
国
Ying.
加快建设海洋强
Right now,
国，
China is
海洋运输
accelerating
展
the
现出
pace of
强劲
building
的
a
发展
strong
韧劲和
maritime
活力。
country, and
作
there
为一
is
名
great
海事科研
resilience
工作者
shown as，
您
a
认为中国海
maritime
运应如
researcher.
何提升综合实
How
力？
should
谢谢。
China's maritime
感谢您
industry
的提问。的
improve
确，
its
海
comprehensive
上运
strength?
输在国际贸
Thank
易
you very
中
much.
占据着
Indeed,
主导地位，
maritime
承担
transportation
了全球
is a
80%的
primary
服务数
form
量。
of
经济要发
navigation
展，
globally,
国家要
and it
强大，
underpins 80%
交
of
通
the
特别是
world's
海运，首
economic
先要
growth.
强
And
起
to
来。
develop
海
our
运要
economy, we
强
have
起
to
来，
embrace
我们就要
maritime
努力做
transportation.
到
And to
更
this
大、
end,
更聪
we
明、
have to
更
become
绿色。
bigger,
从更
smarter,
大来
and
说，
greener.
我国
In
拥有
terms
全
of
球最大
bigger,
规模的海运
China
储
has
备。
the world's
前不久，
largest
我在
fleet of
浙江
maritime
蜀浪湖码头
transportation,
调研，
and
一
I
艘
paid a
2
visit
万
to
标箱集
Zhejiang.
装箱船
I
舶靠
saw
港，
a
船长笑着说：“我这一趟呢，
container
可以
ship
把
with
一
the
座
capacity of
500万元城市的
20,000
年货都装下。
containers,
目
and
前，在
he
远
said
海
that
航线上，
he's
长
able
度
to
近400
supply
米
many
长的
Chinese
超大
families
集装箱
with their
货
Spring
轮
Festival
投入运
grocery
行。
needs.
我
And
国首艘国产
the
大型邮
first
轮
made
爱
in
达
China
号也已建
vessel
成。这
was
标
also
志着我
rolled
国
off the
造船
production
业
line,
成
and
功
that
载体
means
航母
China's
大
shipping
型天
industry
气运
now
输船和
covers
大型邮轮
aircraft carriers
3颗
and
米
major vessels
实
and
现
major
了高端船型
cargo
领域的
ships.
全面突破。
So this shows a comprehensive breakthrough in
我
all
们
the
正
three
大力
pillars.
推
In
动航
terms
海
of
保障
smarter,
智能化升级，
we
通
are
过布设感知设备和
employing
系统管理
more
系统
intellectual
使我们的船只
systems
像
by
有了
deploying
眼睛
more
和有了大
sensors.
脑。有了
Our
眼睛，我们
vessels
就
and
能看
ships
得
and
见
they
风
now
浪和
have
爱河
eyes
景
and
色。有了
brains
大脑，
that
我们
can
就
see
算
clearly
好的航线和到
the
港时
waves
间。对海
and the
员来
weather.
说，船
And
外
for
信
our
息实
sailors,
时联动，航线
they
方
can
案
be
一
connected
键突
with
现，
real-time
使原来靠迎风
maritime
反复
information.
重复的活儿，实现了自动化远海
So
航行
we
更
now
加
have
成功。
greater
从更绿色来说，我国
autonomous
正加快推
operation.
进绿
And
色
in
港
terms
口
of
和
greener,
绿色
China is
船舶的
building
建设。
green
天
ports
津
and
港、
green
青岛港
ships
等
and
华段
Tianjin
近
and
零碳
Qingdao
港口试
ports
点。那么，
carrying out a
原来
number of
码头
pilot
靠原油
programs.
驱动，
And
实
in
现
the
了
past,
绿电
ports
驱
are
动。
driven by
新
fossil
建绿
fuel,
色
but
元
right
素
now
新
it's
建绿
driven
色
by
船舶
green
应该也
electricity.
达到国际市场份额的
The
70%。
orders that we receive in terms of ships account for 70% of the world's total. And we are also using new type of ships driven by new energy. In the future, I believe there will be more scientific breakthroughs which would be translated into applications in the shipping industry. And we will have a small integrated maritime transportation framework. I believe the future is brighter, and I welcome you to become a member of China's maritime industry. Thank
请
you.
继续提问。
Next question, please.
请东区这位穿米粉色衣服的女记者提问。
谢谢主持人。
Thank you
中
very
央广
much.
播电视总台央广记者提问。
CMG,
我的问题
my
提给
question
杨洁委
to
员。
Mr.
杨委员您好
Yang。
建设现代
Good
化产业
afternoon.
体系
To
是
build
十
a
五
modern
世纪的重要
industry
战略任务。
as
站在
the
当
key
前跨越
task
式
for
发
the
展的风
15th
口，
five-year.
请您结
Right now,
合信息
standing
通
at
信业
this
发展
new
实
starting
际，
point,
谈
would
谈
you
应
like
如
to
何
share
更
with
好建
us
设现代
from the
化产业体
communication
系？
industry
谢
how
谢。
you build a
好，谢
modernized
谢这位
industry
记者的
system?
提问。
Thank you for your
我国
question.
信息通信业的发展，
For
实际上
the
正是现代化产业
telecommunication
体系建
industry
设的
development,
生动
actually
实
that's
践。
a vivid
“十四五”期
reflection
间，我国
of
建
that
成了
the
全
a
球规模
modernized
最大的
industry
5G
during the
网络
14th five-year
和
time
千兆网
period.
络。
We built
5G
the
基
world
站的总
largest
量
that
达到了
5G
全球
market,
的
and
60%。
60%
全国
of
一
the
体化的
world's
算力
the
网
base
络加
stations
快布局，
actually located
形
in
成
China.
了网
We
络
also built
加
up
算
that
力
the
加
computing
数据的
network.
新型
So we
信息基础
actually
设施。
formed that new
关键核心技术
infrastructure,
攻关不断取得重大突
including
破，
that the
产业
data,
链
the
供
network.
应链自主可
And
控
we
能
talk
力
about
不
that
断
we
增强。
further improve
特别
that
呢
the
是这几年
control
数实融
over
合
that industrial and
取得了
supply
很大的
chains.
进
In
展。
recent years, we
数
could
字技
see
术、
that
赋
the
能、
digital
偏
technology
航
also
产业、
empowered
服务
the
现代
different
化。
industries and bring
那么
benefits
在
to
产业
different
自身
households.
发展的同时，
Talk about that.
信息通信业还发挥了扁担效
The
应，
telecommunication
一头
industry
拉动
actually
投
also
资，
to
一
play
头
a
促进
bridge
消费。
work. Actually, on the
面
one
向
hand,
实
we
务
boost
推
consumption, on the
现
hand,
代化产
we
业体
also
系
like
建
to
设呢，
boost
迈上新的台
industry
阶，
development. We
更
hope
需
that we could
精准
bring
发发
high quality development
首
that
先
should
呢，
really
要
to
构建
form the
体化
industry.
的
First, we
信息
should
基础
build
设
a
施，
smart
设
the
施
telecommunication
向路
infrastructure
体化
cover
演
the
进升
both
级，
the air,
为
the
我
land,
国
the
现代化
sea.
体
So
系
it's
坚
a modern
实
system
安
and
全的
also lay the
数
solid
字。
and the safe foundation in
二
digital
壮大
information infrastructure.
战新产业和未来产
And
业
the，second, we should
不断
boost
地
development
催生
of
新
the
产
industry
业、
of future
新
and
业态，
emerging into cultivate
三
new
呢
form of
是
industries
深
and
化
new form
数
of
字技术
business. And
赋能
third, we
传
should
统
think
产
of
业
technology
链
could
推动
really
产
that
业
help
不断
upgrade,
向
transform
高
the
端化、
traditional
智
industry,
能化。
make their that the
四呢
is
是
smart
推进
and
AI
also
加行动走
that's
深
the
走实，大力发展
the
智
a
能
low
体
emission way, and
具身智
also we
能
talk about that
等
embodied
硅基劳
AI,
动力、
and
硅
also we
基
talk about
生
that
这个
the
生产力，
silicon
形成新的
labors
360行
that
形
actually
成新的人口红利、
become a
人才
new
红利。
dividends of talent
第五
and
呢，
population.
要推动
And fifth,
科技创新和
We
产
should
业
think
创新
about how we could
深
make
度
new
融合，
breakthroughs
推
and
动
bring
更多
that
的
the
科技成
breakthroughs
果
integrated.
从书
So
架
we could
走
really
向
transform
货架。
that new outcomes
那
from the bookshelf
推
to
动这
that
些科
the
技创新
shell in
要
the
能
stores.
够有配套的政策，也要
And
不断
also,
地
of
进一步
course,
地
we
完
should
善，
really
同
have
时
that
呢，
corresponding
汇聚
policies
全
to
球
boost
顶
these
尖人
development.
才
And
和
also, we
资本
should
要素，
cultivate and pool
推
that
动呢
the world top
现代
talents
化产业
and
体系，
also that the factors
推动
of
我国
productions all
经济
together
高质量
that
发展。
will help us
谢谢。
realize the high quality development
感
of
谢
the
杨委
economy.
员，
Thank you very much.
请记者提问。
Next question, please.
请西区那位戴领带、戴眼镜、穿西服的记者提问，男记者提问。
谢谢主持人，我是新华社记者。我
Thank
的
you
问
with
题提给
Xinhua
王永
News
峰委员。
Agency. My
王
question
委
is
员您
to
好，
Wang
您
Yongfeng.
深耕登山领域
Good
数十
afternoon.
年，
You have
亲
been
历并
in
见证了中国登
the
山事业的发展。
mountaineering
请您
industry
谈
for
谈对攀
decades,
登
and
精
you
神
have
的理
witnessed
解，
China's
以及
developments of
如何用这种精
mountaineering.
神
Can you share
激励
with
更
us
多人
your
在各自领域
experience
勇毅前行？
and
谢谢。
how can mountaineering inspire the general public? Thank you very much. I have been a mountaineer for 40 plus years. And the most vivid memory was in 1993. I participated in the Cross Strait Mountaineering team after conquering the summit because of a lack of oxygen. My right eye was blind, and I was missing for 28 hours. And normally, missing in action of more than 24 hours means a minimal chance of survival. But I managed to find an abandoned oxygen cylinder and made it safely to the base camp. So mountaineering is not just the task that can be conquered by any individuals. Wang Fuzhou, Xu Yonghua, and Liu Lianman a couple of years ago at the temperature of minus 30 degrees. They, for the first time, inserted the national flag of China at the summit of Mount Everest. Over the past few decades, the mountaineering and climbing spirit of the Chinese teams have passed down from one generation to another. And in 2020, I was serving as the chief commander of the Mount Kumulama mountaineering team, relying mainly in China, measuring tools, and we measured the most accurate height of Mount Kumulama, which is 8,848.86 meters. And more climbers and mountaineers joined our team, and in last year alone there were 56 climbers made it to the summit. So this is a demonstration of China's overall national strength. The mountaineering spirit is also one part of the efforts of building China into a strong country in sports. In the just concluded Milano Olympic Winter Games, Chinese athletes made a record, delivered the record achievement of Chinese athletes participating in overseas Olympic events. And as of now, we have 38.5% of the mountaineers that are actively participating in international events, and 4.9% of them are qualified for sports. So this is a result of training day in and day out, and we need to embrace the mountaineering spirit as long as we can hold firm to the spirit and be down to earth and defy the odds, and we believe we will conquer all the summits and overcome all the hardships. Thank you very much to all the 3 CPPCC.
感谢各位记者朋友。 今
Thank
天的
you
委
to
员通
all
道
the
到此结束。
journalists. With this,
我们将在
let's
3月7
conclude
号下午
today's
举行第
member
二场委员通道，大家关
afternoon
注。
of
谢谢。
March the 5th. We're going to
Fellow members, friends, and comrades, the fourth session of the 14th National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference is scheduled to be attended by 2,125 members. Today, 2,078 members are present, meeting the quorum requirement. I now declare the fourth session of the 14th National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference open. Please all rise for the national anthem. Please be seated. Today, with us, we have General Secretary of the Communist Party of China Central Committee, Chinese President, Chairman of the Central Military Commission, Comrade Xi Jinping. Also attending meeting by invitation are other leaders of the party and the state, officials from relevant departments of the CPC Central Committee, the Standing Committee of the MPC and the State Council, as well as foreign diplomats in China and overseas Chinese. Let us extend a warm welcome to them. For today, we have 3 items on the agenda. Let's now move to the first item, the adoption of the agenda for the fourth session of the 14th National Committee of the CPPCC. May I invite the staff to read out the draft agenda. The fourth session of the 14th National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference agenda, the draft version. 1. Hear and deliberate a work report of the Standing Committee of the CPPCC National Committee. Second, hear and deliberate a report on the work of proposals from political advisors since the last session of the CPPCC National Committee. Third, sit in on the fourth session of the 14th National People's Congress, hear and discuss reports, including a government work report. Discuss a draft outline of the 15th five-year plan for national economic and social development. Fourth, review and approve a political resolution on the fourth session of the 14th CPPCC National Committee. Fifth, review and approve a resolution on the work report of the Standing Committee of the CPPCC National Committee. Sixth, review and approve a resolution on the work of proposals from political advisors since the last session of the CPPCC National Committee. Seventh, review and approve a report on the examination of proposals by the CPPCC National Committee. Members, any comments on the draft agenda? If no objections, please approve it with a round of applause. Now let's move on to the second item on the agenda. Please allow me to invite Comrade Wang Huning to deliver a work report on behalf of the Standing Committee of the 14th National Committee of the CPPCC. Fellow members, on behalf of the Standing Committee of the 14th National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, I present this report on our work for your deliberation. Part 1. Review of our work in 2025. The year 2025 was a crucial year for advancing Chinese modernization. In the face of a complicated international landscape and the challenging domestic task of advancing reform, promoting development, and ensuring stability, the CPC Central Committee, with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, has united the entire party and the Chinese people of all ethnic groups and led them in meeting difficulties head-on and forging ahead with determination. Kept in mind both domestic and international imperatives. As a result, the main economic and social development targets for the year were accomplished. China's economy continued to embrace innovation and excellence despite challenges, achieving new outcomes in fostering new quality productive forces. New strides were made in reform and opening up. People's livelihoods were further safeguarded. Social stability was maintained. The 14th five-year plan was successfully concluded. China's economic strengths, scientific and technological capabilities, and composite national strengths rose to a new height, and solid new strides were made in advancing Chinese modernization. The fourth plenary session of the 20th CPC Central Committee was successfully convened, drawing a blueprint for development. Over the next 5 years. We had recently commemorated the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Chinese People's War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and the World Anti-Fascist War. This occasion has greatly lifted national spirit, inspired a strong sense of patriotism among our people. The CPPCC National Committee and the Standing Committee have followed the guidance of Xi Jinping's thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era, have a thorough understanding of the decisive significance of the two establishments, enhance the four consciousnesses, reinforce the four confidence, and ensure the two upholds. We fully implemented the guiding principle from the 20th CPC National Congress and all the plenary session of the 20th CPC Central Committee. Key ideas on strengthening and improving CPPCC work by General Secretary Xi Jinping and also his speeches at the conference marking the 75th anniversary of the CPPCC's founding. Regarding the CPC's leadership, the United Front and consolidative democracy as an indivisible whole, we remained true to the nature and position of the CPPCC. We focus on the central task of economic development, serve the overall interests of the country, leverage the role of special committees. As a result, continued progress was secured in our work. Over the past year, we hosted 98 consultation and deliberation sessions in various forums. The National Committee received a total of 5,992 proposals, of which 5,061 were accepted for processing. The response rate for accepted proposals was 99.9%. We also received 75,648 communications from various sectors of society, with 17,223 of these being adopted. On this basis, we'll compile and release 2,118 news bulletins. We received 1,057 comments from leading officials and the officials from the CPC and State Council on various suggestions. We also received 201 feedback reports from localities. We hosted 6,778 activities under the theme of better services for the people and organized 11,115 events to engage with people across various sectors. 21,113 members participated in these events, serving more than 4 million people. Over the course of the year, attendance at consultation and deliberation sessions of National Committee members reached 7,043, while their participation in inspections field visits reached 1,290. 506 members engaged in theoretical research work. A total of 1,965 members contributed to proposal work, and 1,443 members reported on social conditions and public sentiments. 365 members made oral statements at the meetings of the session. The international exchange events hosted by the National Committee registered a total attendance of 343. In addition, 33 National Committee members were presented with annual Outstanding Performance Award. Last year, the National Committee focused on the following 4 areas in elevating the work of CPPCC to a new level. First, upholding the CPC's overall leadership over CPPCC, actively practicing the 2 upholds. Under the top-of-the-agenda system, we intensified efforts to communicate, study, and implement the principles from important speeches of General Secretary Xi Jinping and decisions and plans of the Central Committee. We improved the regular and long-term mechanism for implementation in line with the duties and tasks of the CPPCC. We worked to ensure that each of the directives and instructions on CPPCC work was fully implemented. Second, studying, communicating, implementing the guiding principles from the 4th plenary session of the 20th CPC Central Committee and contributing suggestions and proposals on formulating the 15th five-year plan. Formulating the 15th five-year plan served as a major task for the CPPCC National Committee in 2025. We convened subject-specific deliberative meetings of the Standing Committee led by Chairperson Council. We conducted themed research concerning enhancement of the resilience and the security of China's economy in the international circulation and other major issues of strategic overarching and further significance, forming a batch of high-quality achievements. We launched research on the CPPCC regarding 15th five-year plan event. 55 reports in this regard were published. After the 4th plenary session of the 20th CPC Central Committee was held, the dedicated meetings were convened by the Standing Committee of the National Committee. We studied and also organized the report meetings of the Central Communication Team, theoretical seminars, and this also provided a full coverage of all the members of CPPCC and the members in the General Office, and the media affiliated with National Committee, and also published over 100 articles in this regard. Third, leveraging the fundamental role of special committees and the role of different sectors. Efficacy of the special committees was improved. We revised general rule of National Committee special committees and work guide for each special committees. Further clarified the connotation and extension of the fundamental role as well as the responsibility and the task of each special committee. We held 20 sector-specific member meetings with 538 members from 34 sectors participated. And also the 72 assigned tasks formed have been fully implemented. Chairperson Council brainstorming session was convened discussing on giving full play to the role of the sectors. We also carried out basic theoretical research on the sectors of the CPPCC, formulated opinions on giving full play to the role of the sectors of the National Committee. It is clearly stipulated that the General Office and the special committees should organize the activities of the sectors in accordance with their respective divisions of labor and promote the orderly and effective implementation of sectoral consultations and proposals. Fourth, carrying out in-depth implementation and study of the CPC Central Committee's 8-point decision on improving work conduct, creating a clean and honest environment that encourages dedication and hard work. We have clearly defined 84 rectification measures and implementing them one by one. We also improved our meeting culture, implemented the management of documents, issuance, and meeting activity plans. We strengthened the overall planning of investigation research work, strictly controlled the size of delegations, and streamlined the arrangements, lightening the burdens on those working on the ground. We improved the regular and long-term mechanism for improving work style and persistently correcting the 4 wrongdoings. In performing its duties over the past year, the Standing Committee of the CPPCC National Committee carried out the following major tasks. First, further promoting the regular study and institutionalized research on thoughts on socialism with Chinese characteristic for a new era, and also unified thoughts, wills, and actions with the party's innovative series. 5 study sessions for the theoretical study group of the leading CPC members group, 3 collective study sessions of the Chairperson's Council, and 4 study lectures were convened. 44 study symposiums were held, with 2,165 committee members in attendance. Adhering to the learning and research system, the members of the chairperson's meeting conducted 69 learning and research sessions, with 823 committee members participating. We also carried out in-depth reading activities for members, organizing 75 online and offline study tours, with 3,322 committee members participating. Revising selected experts from Xi Jinping's statement on the work of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference. As a theoretical study and a training textbook, we organized and carried out 94 research projects, including the important remarks of the General Secretary Xi Jinping on poverty alleviation and alleviation work and the theoretical research on new quality productive forces. We also supported 153 theoretical research projects carried out by committee members, directors of the CPPCC. We also organized 4 quarterly theoretical symposiums, and we also published theoretical research articles totaling 18 on the People's Daily and Qiu Shi. The CPPCC Daily and the China CPPCC magazine have published 401 in theoretical articles through special sections, columns, and special issues on theoretical research. Third, providing consultation suggestions to advance Chinese modernization, better serving scientific and effective decision-making work. We held 2 special consultative meetings of the Standing Committee, 2 special consultation meetings, 13 bi-weekly consultation symposiums, 4 online consultation meetings, 18 expert consultation meetings, 16 sectoral consultation meetings, 10 counterpart consultation meetings, 19 consultation meetings on the handling of proposals, 10 briefings on key concerns, and also 4 symposiums on the analysis of the macroeconomic situation. Consultations and deliberations were given to the areas including deepening the reform of the economic system, promoting innovation-driven development of new quality productive forces, fostering a first-class business environment, consolidating and refining the basic rural operation system, establishing a new mechanism for the comprehensive transformation from due control of energy consumption to due control of carbon emissions, advancing integration of culture and technologies, optimizing regional education and medical resources allocation, improving and also innovating social governance, assisting development of public welfare, leveraging the strengths in the cultural heritage and museum sector to forge a strong sense of community for the Chinese nation, enhancing the connection mechanism for rules in the Greater Bay Area, guiding overseas Chinese, telling Chinese story well. We gave full play to the fundamental role of investigation research, carried out 104 inspection projects. We organized and implemented 20 national democratic supervision topics, completed the task of conducting democratic supervision over the implementation of the 14th Five-Year Plan for 5 consecutive years, submitted relevant achievement to the Central CPC Committee. We recommended 5 members of the National Committee to serve as special inspectors at the Supreme People's Court and 2 at the Supreme People's Procuratorate.
Third, conducting routine work in a spirit of reform and innovation and improving the standardization and institutionalization of the CPPCC duty performance. We implemented the reform measures on CPPCC work set forth at the 3rd plenary session of the 20th CPC Central Committee and fully completed the institutional development tasks led by the CPPCC National Committee. We formulated or revised 37 sets of regulations, including the rules and consultation work, of the CPPCC National Committee, the regulations on proposal work, and the regulations on inspection and research activities of CPPCC members. In line with the principle of prioritizing quality over quantity in proposal work, we strengthened proposal review, merged those with similar content for unified tendering, and issued 1,831 certificates confirming the completion of these proposals. The Chairperson's Council approved 76 key proposal topics for the year, and 22 council members took the lead in overseeing the handling of 29 of them. Special committee participated in overseeing the handling of 709 key proposals. We revised the measures for evaluating and commending work on reporting social conditions and public opinions, and more effectively translated the CPPCC National Committee's consultation outcomes into practical results. We advanced the integrated development of the CPPCC media with the focus on major themes such as the achievement in economic and social development during the 14th five-year plan period. Media outlets affiliated with the CPPCC National Committee published 856 reports on major duty-performing activities and 5,095 reports on the performance of the CPPCC members. A total of 790 conference speeches were compiled and distributed. 550 of them were further disseminated through meetings, briefings, and media coverage. We completed the collection and publication of documentary historical materials for the project tracing the origins of the Chinese civilization. We also held 37 science popularization tours and lectures, and carried out the public service activities such as the CPPCC member enterprises promoting employment on campus. We also handled 137 consultation requests on laws, regulations, and important documents from 61 government departments, soliciting opinions from CPPC members and experts on 502 occasions, and putting forward 728 proposed revisions. 4. Upholding unity and solidarity for harmonious relations among political parties, ethnic groups, religions, and social classes. We introduced an accountability system for unified front work. Members of the leading CPC members group of the CPPCC National Committee engaged in 327 one-on-one exchanges with non-CPC members. 866 CPPC member committee members established contact with 1,200 non-CPC members, and 18 inspection tours were organized for non-CPC members. We supported domestic democratic parties and non-affiliated individuals in fulfilling their duties through the CPPCC. A total of 659 proposals were submitted by non-affiliated individuals. We delivered 427 conference speeches and reported 17,976 pieces of information on social conditions and public opinion. Relevant social committees carried out 10 joint research projects and co-organized 9 consultation activities with the Central Committee of Domestic and Democratic Parties and All China Federation of Industry and Commerce. We also hosted the art exhibition Harmony and Beauty Along the Borderlands, artwork from Xinjiang and Xizang celebrating ethnic unity. We offer suggestions on promoting the building of a strong sense of community for the Chinese nation. And we also supported CPPCC members from ethnic minorities and religious sectors in carrying out their duties. Under the initiative of CPPCC members promoting exchanges, interaction, and integration, we strengthened exchanges and organized tours of CPPC members from Hong Kong and Macau in better integrating into and serving the overall national development strategy. A total of 66 CPPC members from Hong Kong and Macau held 107 talks about the national conditions, and 242 CPPCC members from Hong Kong and Macau were represented at the 8th Cross-Strait Community Level Governance Forum. And they also attended the 80th anniversary of the victory in China's People's War of resistance against Japanese aggression and the World Anti-Fascist War, and observed the military parade. 5. Coordinating public diplomacy, people-to-people diplomacy, and think tank diplomacy. We conducted 210 foreign exchange activities with 1,781 participants from 129 countries, as well as regional and international organizations. Members of the Chairperson's Council served twice as special envoys of President Xi Jinping to attend major events abroad. They also participated in 139 foreign affairs activities in China and made 15 official visits overseas. And we organized the Experienced CPPCC events, inviting 168 visitors, including diplomatic envoys to China from European countries and young diplomats from Singapore, to visit the CPPCC National Committee. We hosted the friendly exchange event between the CPPCC National Committee and the Central Committee of the Vietnam Fatherland Front, together with organizations from border provinces. We supported the China Economic and Social Council in holding the China Economic and Social Forum under the theme Deepening Exchanges and Mutual Learning Among Civilizations and Building a Community with the Shared Future for Mankind. And we also jointly held the China-EU Roundtable with the European Economic and Social Committee. We supported the China Committee on Religion and Peace in participating in activities organized by Religions for Peace and the Asian Conference of Religions for Peace, and invited religious representatives from Asia Pacific to visit Xinjiang. 6. Strengthening party building within the CPPCC and advancing the CPPCC's own institutional development. We fulfill the principal responsibility for exercising full and rigorous party self-governance and formulated the working rules for the inspection teams of the leading CPPCC members group of the CPPCC, as well as guidelines on further strengthening party building in special committees, expanded members' participation in duty performance, strengthened the application of outcomes from members' work, and improved routine liaison, service, and management and performance statistics for CPPCC members. We organized special study and seminar programs for the National Committee members and training courses for officials of the General Office with a total attendance of 6,000 in accordance with the CPPCC Charter. The qualifications of 24 CPPCC National Committee members were revoked. We also controlled expenditure on official overseas travel, official vehicles and hospitality, and standardized the management of festivals, exhibitions, and forums. We strengthened the awareness of the CPPCC as a political body, ensured safe and secure institutions, and worked to build model institutions. The achievement made over the past year are fundamentally attributable to the strong leadership of CPC Central Committee with Comrade Qi at the core and the guidance of Xi Jinping's thoughts on socialism with China's characteristics for a new era. They are also the result of the strong support from all sectors of society and the joint efforts of all CPPCC organizations. On behalf of the Standing Committee of the CPPCC, I would like to express my sincere gratitude. Meanwhile, we are mindful of the shortcomings in our work. These mainly include insufficient depth in consultation, the principal roles of CPPCC members are not fully brought into play, and weak links for institutional development and implementation still exist. These issues will be earnestly addressed in our future work. Regarding the major tasks in 2026, 2026 marks the beginning of the 15th five-year plan period. The CPPCC will follow the guidance of Xi Jinping's thought on socialism with China's characteristics for a new era, and gain a deeper understanding of the two establishes and practice two upholds. And we will implement the guiding principles of the 20th CPC National Congress and its plenary sessions, carry out the arrangement of the fourth plenary session, and implement General Secretary Xi's important thinking on strengthening and improving the work of the CPPCC. And we will uphold the system of multi-party cooperation and political consultation under the leadership of the CPC, remain committed to the CPPCC's nature and role, uphold the two major themes of unity and democracy, and focus on the central tasks of the party and the country in fulfilling our duties. We will bring together all political parties and individuals from all ethnic groups and sectors to the CPPCC to pool public support, build consensus, gather wisdom, and harness strength so as to secure a good start to the 15th five-year plan period. We will unswervingly uphold the leadership of the Communist Party of China and maintain the correct political direction. Upholding and strengthening the party's overall leadership is the fundamental guarantee for advancing China's modernization and for the development of the CPPCC. We will ensure that the party's overall leadership runs through the entire process and all aspects of political consultation, democratic oversight, and participation in deliberation of state affairs, and that the two outputs are reflected in concrete actions and tangible results. We will integrate the party's innovative theories into regular study and daily practice so as to strengthen ideological and political guidance and more effectively build broad consensus. Unity in thinking is the foundation for unity in politics and action. The depth of theoretical study determines the level of understanding and the effectiveness of implementation. We will establish and improve the mechanisms that integrate regular study of the party's innovative theories with systematic research and rigorous theoretical interpretation so as to help all political parties, people's organizations, and individuals from all ethnic groups and sectors to consolidate the shared ideological and political foundation for unity and joint endeavor. We will intensify efforts to communicate policies, address concerns, stabilize expectations, and strengthen confidence, promote the main theme of reform and development, and rally positive energy for unity and progress. We will organize activities commemorating the 160th anniversary of the birth of Dr. Sang Yat-sen, and we will also strengthen the CPPCC's friendly exchanges with other countries and better tell China's story, including the story of whole process people's democracy. We will offer policy advices on the 15th five-year plan and serve the essential tasks of the party and the country through high-quality performance of our duties. We will effectively carry out the 2026 consultation plan of the CPPCC National Committee, conduct in-depth research and consultation on major tasks and strategic initiatives set forth in the 15th five-year plan, and focus on major theoretical and practical issues related to consolidating the foundations for basically realizing socialist modernization and advancing development across the board. We will carry out thematic research across special committees, sectors, and disciplines, and put forward policy recommendations that are forward-looking, targeted, and practical. We will truthfully reflect social conditions and public opinion on key issues in areas such as economic development, scientific and technological innovation, reform and opening up, social development, and people's well-being. And we will properly position consultative oversight and effectively implement the CPPCC National Committee's democratic oversight work plan for the 15th five-year plan so as to promote the effective implementation of major decisions and plans of the CPC Central Committee. We will also highlight the principal role of CPPCC members and enhance their capacity and effectiveness in performing duties. CPPCC members must cherish their political identity and honor their titles, remain committed to performing their duties and serving the people. They need to study and grasp the party's principles and the policies of the state and strengthen both their political awareness and their ability to perform duties. They must observe the law and abide by the CPPCC charter, cultivate a sound conduct, maintain integrity and self-discipline, and consistently uphold a climate of strict standards and upright conduct. They must also practice a correct view of political achievements and promote regular, long-term improvement in work conduct. Fellow members, let us rally more closely around the CPC Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, unite our efforts, and press forward with resolve to advance the high-quality development of the CPPCC on a new journey in a new era, and contribute our wisdom and strength to the building of a modern socialist country on a path of socialism with Chinese characteristics.